Hey everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to King Spade channel. So in this video, we are going to continue our journey with the Soul Linker job class in ROX, but this time with a completely different playstyle. In the previous video, I showed you the 200 rod build and how it reaches its full offensive potential. But in this video, we are shifting the spotlight to the one-hand rod Soul Linker. You will notice a bit of repeated information from the last video, and that's because I want this video to be a full comprehensive guide for everyone stepping into this build. The one-hand rod path looks similar on the surface, but the moment you actually play it, the identity of the build becomes clear. This is not a DPS build pretending to be a tank. This is a pure support build with massive survivability and team utility, and because of their skills work, they simply do not have enough tools to become a true magic attacker. Unlike wizards and sage, where a one-hand rod can still let them act as a solid DPS, the Soul Linker's one-hand rod design is built entirely around supporting your teammates. Think of this class as the second version of a full support priest, except with its own unique toolkit, its own defensive layers, and a very distinct combat identity. You can go offensive if you want, but you will struggle badly to keep up in grinding or solo content. Why is that the case? Well, let's dive deep into it. Let's start with the recommended main stat, which for the one-hand rod Soul Linker is Vit. This is not a mistake, and it is not a trap. Vit becomes an amazing main stat for magic damage because of the SK passive skill. SK converts your Vit into magic attack. Suddenly, the tankiest stat in the game transforms into your main source of damage. On top of that, SK lets your active skill damage scale with luck as well. Every 10 points of luck increases your skill damage by 0.1% up to 30%. This is why the game recommends Vit as the primary stat and luck as secondary. On paper, it sounds so broken. High HP, high defense, and still dealing magic damage. But the truth is that even with these bonuses, the one-hand rod Soul Linker simply does not have enough offensive skills to sustain real DPS. Their identity leans fully into support, not damage. Now remember, Soul Linker is the second alternate job of the Tech 1 line. Because of that, they carry forward some Tech 1 skills, but only two remain usable: running and fighting chant. Running gives you extra movement speed, while fighting chant provides a manual buff that increases your party's attack. Fighting chant cannot be auto-cast, so it's not convenient for grinding. It shines more in MVP hunt, instances, and PvP. Every other Tech 1 skills needs a tome weapon, so a rod-based magic class can't use them anymore. For me personally, the one-hand rod Soul Linker's job progression can be split into 3 phases. As second job, they start as a simple but decent magic attacker with their early offensive kit. As second advanced job, the Soul Link skills come in and suddenly you become a walking team buff machine. At third job, more Soul Link skills unlock along with the first set of talisman abilities that supercharge both your allies' offense and defense. And by fourth job, you gain the full set of talisman tools and utility spells, which complete the support identity. Because of how their kit scales, your actual offensive tools remain the same 3 spells you get early: Ispa, Isha, and Is-Who. Ispa is your single target nuke, Isha is your burst AoE, and Is-Who is your AoE damage over time zone. Even at fourth job, these 3 are still your main offensive move. Their passive skills add flavor to these spells. Warm Wind allows the offensive skills to change element based on your highest element attribute: Earth, Fire, Water, or Wind. Eastin adds bonus effects depending on that attribute. Earth reduces damage taken, Fire increases magic attack, Water lowers SP cost, and Wind boosts movement speed. Stun adds crowd control. Earth petrifies, Fire stuns, Water freeze, and Wind puts enemies to sleep. The downside is that all these main skills suffer from long fixed cooldown. Ispa has 2.5 seconds fixed, Isha has 10 seconds, Is-Who has 12 seconds. No matter what you do, you cannot reduce fixed cooldown except for very specific cases, and none of those cases apply to these 3 core spells. Namely, third job skill Soul Summoning Research only reduces variable cooldown. Fourth job skill Heavenly Spirit only reduces fixed cast time, and Magic Talisman skill only affects cast time as well. Shadow Agreement also gives limited cooldown reduction. Is-Who can reduce cooldown when killing monsters, and Heavenly Spirit 2 reduces fixed cooldown but only for talisman skills, not your offensive skills. Even after exploring every corner of the kit, the reality is that you cannot reduce fixed cooldown on Ispa, Isha, and Ishu. But I believe I found a rhythm that makes one-hand rod Soul Linker surprisingly consistent for grinding using just Isha and Ishu. If your Ishu field can kill a group of monsters, the damage zone lasts long enough for Isha's 10-second cooldown to be ready again. Ishu has 12 seconds cooldown, so after the Ishu field finishes, Isha buys enough time for Ishu to refresh. Ispa single target skill fills the gaps when monsters survive, together with your auto attack. For grinding, this pattern creates a stable cycle. For MVPs, bosses, or PvP, you won't be using offensive skills consistently anyway, so the support role becomes more viable in those situations. So what exactly do we have in the support kit? At second advanced and third job, you unlock 4 Soul Link skills: Golem Soul, Shadow Soul, Falcon Souls, and Fairy Soul. These are powerful party buffs that enhance damage or reduce incoming damage based on monster size, and each one nullifies a specific debuff category. Golem Souls reduces 20% incoming damage against all monster sizes and blocks defense reduction debuff. Shadow Soul increases damage to small monsters by 30% and blocks attack reduction debuff. Falcon Soul increases damage to medium monsters and block crit related debuff. Fairy Soul increases damage to large size monsters and blocks cast related debuff. Only one can be activated at any time, so you will be switching depending on the target. Then you have the talisman skills at third and fourth job, and this is where the Soul Linker truly stands out. These talismans are single target buffs that require 1 soul gathering stack that you get from casting the Soul Link skills and 1 Soa charm, a consumable item that you can get from the Sundry's NPC. Protective talisman reduces incoming damage and converts part of it into healing. 5 element talisman boost elemental damage against earth, fire, water, wind, and neutral armor types. Soul Theft talisman debuff an enemy by removing buff, draining 10% SP per second and preventing them from gaining more buff for 5 seconds. Samurai talisman doubles an ally's next few skill casts, and Mage talisman grants instant cast skills for 12 seconds or 10 skills. These also cannot stack, so use them wisely. Every talisman cast grants divine resonance, which reduces damage taken and reduces fixed cast time. When you gain 6 stacks, Heavenly Spirit skill from the Shadow equipment allows your next talisman skill to apply to all party members. This transforms your support impact from single target to full party. Lastly, Shrine of the Underworld skills consume all your divine resonance stacks and 6 Soa charms to instantly revive fallen allies in an area. It is incredibly powerful when used at the right moment. Now let's include the rest of the Shadow equipment enhancement, because these add another layer to your build. On the bound slot, you have Warm Wind and Espa. Warm Wind increases your element damage even further, making your chosen element path more impactful. Espa in the bound slot reduces the target's element resistance, which essentially translates into more damage dealt or increased PvP final magic damage bonus. The problem is that Espa's 2.5 second fixed cooldown makes it feel too slow as an offensive spell in PvP. Warm Wind becomes the more consistent and reliable choice for overall damage contribution. In the engraved slot, you have Iska and Ishu. Iska lets you ignore more magic defense, scaling with your luck, which synergize beautifully with the wit and luck build. Ishu can reduce skill cooldown or deal additional true damage, but once again, Iska tends to be more reliable in most situations. In the validation node, you get Iske and Soul Research. Iske adds splash damage to your Ispa, allowing you to hit another nearby target, although its trigger rate is low. Soul Research increases your final magic damage bonus every time you use Soul Link skills, which directly helps your supportive flow. The contract slot offers Soul Gathering and Heavenly Spirit. Soul Gathering grants PvP effects or extra HP, while Heavenly Spirit gives a chance for your talisman effects to apply to all party members or reduce fixed cast time on talisman skills. Then we have the Soul slots. Stun additionally ignore control effect resistance. Isma reduce targets with bonus. Istin add extra elemental damage resistance, and Iswu extend movement bar for Ispa and armor break for Isha. Finally, the artifact slot grants Soul Theft talisman and Shrine of the Underworld. Soul Theft talisman lowers lifesteal or PvP final defense, while Shrine of the Underworld boosts party defense and HP or SP regeneration, providing even more stability in long fights. For For equipment, I am using schedule int accessories paired with the magic penetration talisman dropped from the MVP Tulanux. Even though width is recommended, int still works because SK only applies its width scaling if width is your highest stat. If int is higher, your magic attack stays in base. For armor, I'm on the Valkyrie set. The weapon is the new one-hand rod weapon drop from Flamel MVP in Lethal Zen map, which boosts fire damage. So for this, I build my one-hand rod soul linker as a fire element build. The shield is also from the Lethal Zen MVP and adapts depending on your highest stat, giving either monster damage or increased damage and debuff penetration. For cards, I use Ice Wolf on weapon for final magic penetration and final magic damage bonus, Agave card on headgear for final magic penetration, and Rao card on accessory to match my fire build, plus the Ultraman set card for extra 20% damage on monsters. For enchants, I use Giffen magic penetration enchant on weapon, Frontera enchants on armor and accessory, and 3 lines of Alberta magic penetration on accessory. In terms of paths, I'm still using the Desert Wolf with physical attack aptitude, which is not ideal. The better option will be Sasquatch for extra defense against physical attacker or Golem for magic defense. Plus, both paths have skill to revive their master upon receiving fatal damage, which is good. So what do you think about the one-hand rod soul linker? It is not meant to shine alone. Its true strength appears when surrounded by teammates who can take advantage of every buff, every talisman, every layer of protection you give them. This build is crafted for players who enjoy being the backbone of the party, the one who keeps everyone alive, boosts the right damage type at the right moment, and maintains the rhythm of the fight. When played correctly, this build makes your party feel powerful, stable, and unstoppable. It is challenging but extremely rewarding once you master the flow of buff, talismans, and divine resonance. And I hope this breakdown helps you understand how deep the one-hand rod soul linker truly is. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.